if you don't use these 5 biohacks as an entrepreneur, you are basically lost. Hey, my name is Just Visser, and today's video we are talking about biohacking as an entrepreneur. I'm a biohacking for entrepreneurs, so I do this for a living. I'm a real biohacker, and I do research about, given substances and all of that stuff. So I quite have a lot of knowledge. I work with clinical trials, and I have quite a lot of experience in the medical area. So if I tell you something, most of the time it is science-based. Okay, so I would say let's start. I will not edit and, do fancy stuff. I have on my phone the scripts and, everything I say is science-based, and so just apply it. It is very easy to do, and you know why Jeff Bezos got that ripped? Well, it was because of biohacking. And here are the first simple steps to go in this biohacking field, And the first thing is the nasal breathing and CO2 tolerance training. And that basically means that we need to learn how to breathe. We all know those breathing strips, to improve the nasal breathing. We all know breathing techniques, but we don't know why we do this. Well, basically we do this because of one reason. We do this to optimize oxygen flow in our brain, to activate it and to get better, activity and to release more CO2. It is pretty easy spoken, but technically that is how it works. And what that improves is basically it improves our HRV, that is stress resilience stat on some tracking device like the O-ring, that is the heart rate variability. That means basically how your heart rate, so your beat and your heart, varies in between. And the higher the variability, the higher the rest. That's what people say. So, ultramarathon runners with high stress load, great heart ability and great resting techniques, they have a high HRV, and most of the time entrepreneurs have pretty low. When I start out my entrepreneurial story and journey, I had a low HRV in between 15 to 20. Now I have in between 60 to 80, and that's quite a nice set. It doesn't matter you at all if you don't know how the stats work, so I will leave it there. You need to breathe properly. If you want to do something great, if you are in before call, if you are before a meeting, if you are before going to sleep, before the gym, before anything, you need to be aware, or you need to be less stressed. So basically everything you do, breathe. And you can do it by box breathing or breathing in 4-7-8. That is the most common method. That means you breathe 4 seconds in, you hold your breath for 7 seconds, and then you exhale for 8. And you continue this for, 2 minutes. And that will improve your health. You don't need to do this every single day. I don't do it. My clients don't do it. So apply it, because that is actually quite well. We as human beings are very stressed in modern society, therefore we need to learn how to breathe. That is quite, stupid, but we know it. We need it. And the next thing that is quite stupid as well is the sun exposure. We all know, you probably watched Superman and his sun exposure in the morning. That is quite good, because the cortisol and the melatonin production just basically tells our circadian rhythm how where or when we need to be awake and when we need to be asleep. And that's the best way to be awake. The sun signals us when we need to be awake and when we need to fall asleep. And therefore our hormonal system is basically aligned with the sun. And every time you feel sluggish or you feel, down bad, you go outside in the sun. And if you don't have the privilege to live in a sunny area like me, I live in Germany. I love it here because now summer and it's sunny all day, but in the winter it's quite dark. Then you need to get some light sunlight therapy or sunlight lamps. For example, I have alarm clock that is like sunlight, so the light from the sun is blue light, or blue light is in the light from the sun, and basically the sunlight alarm clocks implicate the sunlight for our body. So it doesn't really make a difference if you watch those alarm clocks or if you want to watch those sun replicating lights, or if you watch the sun. So get one on Amazon, you can do your research, but it's advice for me. It's very, very crazy. And if you wake up with sunlight instead of an alarm clock, you will have decreased stress and more natural awakening, by the way, as a little tip. Then you have the pre-deep work movement. That is literally cool. Every single time I need to... why is the video going darker? I don't know. It's the auto contrast. Sorry for that, by the way. Every single day you need to work on some high cognitive functioning thing. Move. That's the reason why exercising is so good for you. Of course, you lose fat, you gain muscles, confidence, you have consistency. All of these biases are there. But one simple fact is exercising is so good because your body moves. The blood is flowing, and it is not only flowing in your muscles, it is flowing in your brain. And especially if you're working, it's great. Therefore, I recommend doing workout in the morning or at midday. I love doing it at midday because, I ate something, I feel better working out with some food, but some of my clients don't have food at all in the morning and love it on empty stomach. But it is very beneficial for you. And if you do not have the time for, working out, then just move. Go a few steps, or before you have a meeting, important thing, then just move. Don't sit. Get your body working, because then the blood flows, and with more blood flow, your body has easier work, or can do the work easier. Sorry. These aren't spectacular tips. Maybe you heard them, but when you apply them, they make sense. They make total sense, and they are quite reasonable. And then you ask yourself why you didn't apply them before. So the next one is the front load protein and fats. That basically means I only eat carbohydrates in the evening. I don't quit carbohydrates because I think it is not necessary. Okay, if you want to quit one thing, you can quit carbohydrates. You need fats for your hormonal system, and you need proteins for every single bodily function. You don't need carbohydrates, essentially, but they are quite good. They can be quite beneficial for you, and they are sometimes tasty. And if you want to go outside and have a dinner with your friends, then eat your carbs. But when you work, I would not recommend to eat carbs that much. I sometimes have a porridge, so I have some oats, whole grain oats. So long chain carbs. You need to understand long chain carbs are these carbs that break down in your body slower. That means you don't have the hormonal crashes or spikes. And short chain carbs like sugar give you those easy availability of energy, but on the other hand, these easy hormonal system spike, because with every energy availability, your body needs to, produce and storage and use it, and therefore hormones spike and drop. And with fats, with proteins, with long chain carbohydrates, the process is slower, and therefore your blood sugar stays steady, and then you don't have the sluggishness. I could make a whole video about this, and I understand if you quite did not understand that in a way, but on the short side, just quit your carbs while you work, and after work you can do it. You can eat whatever you want. You can eat a pizza, you can eat a burger, but don't while you're working, okay? And then in the end, I have my deep sleep supplements. I don't use melatonin quite often. I only use melatonin when I have something like a jet lag. I really can't sleep because my circadian rhythm isn't aligned with it. Or if I really had a hard day and I, had to work till 11 p.m. and I need to wake up in the next morning at 6 a.m. So I did not have 50 minutes or so. That's the only time I use melatonin. But what I use every single day, besides of some other things I don't want to talk about in these videos because I might get cancelled by that, because they're only for biohacking purpose. You can't see it. I use magnesium. So magnesium is basically magnesium bisglycinate is basically the greatest sleep supplement because it relaxes your nervous system, and that is the thing that makes you worry. That is the thing that needs to relax. Your parasympathicus is the thing that needs to be activated, and the sympathicus, that are two traits of your nervous system. The sympathicus is the erecting or the stimulating nervous system trait, and the parasympathicus is the decreasing down cooling. And while you're working, when you have stressful things to do, you're always in this fight or flight state. That is what the sympathicus is called too. And the parasympathicus gets very, very, very short. And magnesium can help you. It is very affordable. It is very easy to use. Use it in the evening and you will see some benefits. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was easy. That's the first video. I will do videos every single day now. I have my routine now set up. I have everything fixed in my life, so I can do this. I will crush the biohacking area. You will not understand it, and yeah, I love that stuff. I have a nice personal journey. I am researching every single day on it. I love the things I do, and if you want to support me, leave the subscribe button. You don't need to watch every single video. I literally do not care, but it might be beneficial for you as a entrepreneur. If I watch these videos I'm about to share now, my life would be so much easier and less stressful. I had such bad times, from 80 beats per minute resting sleep to, I don't know, high blood pressure, bad blood markers. I fixed that, and I can tell you why. I can tell you how, and it's great. It's great to share the value to you, and have a great day. I hope you apply one of these at least. Short video. I stopped the yapping. Have a great day. Bye.